Welcome to the Do Zone, where entrepreneurs go to get things done. I'm your host, Josh Thomas. You can find me on all social media at JT Literally. Each week, I bring on experts from a variety of backgrounds to share their secrets on how to optimize performance so you can take massive action and crush your goals. Speaking of taking massive action, if you are looking for a little bit of help in setting goals, a little bit of help with staying on task, a little bit of help on getting your projects managed and done on time, we started a new project called Focus Elf, and it's a little guy. He's going to help you get things done, right? So it is a project management, business support, and goal setting all rolled up into one tiny little package, and you can get started for just 50 cents a day. So if that's something that interests you, visit gofocuself.com, and we'd love to have you give us a shot for just 50 cents a day to get started. And if you love it, stick around. Today's guest is Dr. Tori Ellis. Dr. Tori Ellis is a serial entrepreneur, author, and transformational life and business coach who focuses on the mom behind the business. Tori, welcome to the Do Zone. Tell us something you believe is the key to getting stuff done that most people wouldn't think of.
The key to getting stuff done is planning, strategic planning, time to refresh yourself, because if your brain is not fresh, you are not going to be at your optimal point in time to get things done, and then to execute.
Love it. Nice and succinct. And keeping the brain fresh specifically is one of the hardest things for us to do. You know, I have days where I have 12 plus meetings.
Yes.
What are the secrets of keeping my brain fresh when I'm back to back and I'm task switching all over the place? And, you know, what are your thoughts on that?
You need at least 5 to 10 minutes of downtime. With those heavy schedules and you are constantly doing all of this work, your brain is constantly going. And you know how you could have that brain fog, you go into that daze, or sometimes the mind is just running too much where you cannot relax. Taking those deep 5 minutes of just deep breaths, or maybe just closing your eyes for a little bit and quick meditation, a quick relaxation to just gather yourself in your moment can definitely help you optimize, because now you are resetting yourself for your next task.
That's smart. And another thing that it kind of lends naturally into one thing that you like to talk about which is being the bridge between I want to and I do. And part of that has to do with you have to be able to show up ready to execute. But I'd love to hear you dive into separating the difference between somebody saying, I really, really want to do this to I do this. Talk to us about the difference there.
Well, it's funny that you put it in that sense, because, you can have those passions, you can have those motivations to be like, I want to get this done, I need to get this done. But then at the same time, if you don't have your why, your big why of why you're doing this or what is pushing you to do this, you're going to delay getting it done. A lot of times your why is driving you to execute. Your why is going to be that push to make you prioritize that goal. So it's understanding like, okay, I want to do this. This may be fun, but then I'm going to execute this because this is a goal and I have a strong why behind it. The stronger your why, the more likely you're going to get it done.
And I've heard this a few different times, and I can usually tell when somebody is an action taker on something and when they're not by the language that they use. And so I haven't heard I want this too much, but I've heard I need to do that. Oh, I need to go to the store.
Yeah.
But I'm not. Good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I need to go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll do it later. And
Right.
it's like, you know what you need to do. And it's almost like you get this dopamine hit from acknowledging that you need it. And they're like, oh, I feel good. I just said I needed to do it. So I don't have to do it anymore.
It's like setting those those New Year resolutions. I need to get this done for the new year. I need to, get on my fitness journey, and I need to, eat healthy. We all know we need to do that. But putting that want behind it, putting why do I need to do it, and making that why, or having that strong why, is why I always put that in there. That strong why. Why are you doing it? Because now it's, I need to do this because this is going to help me with X, Y, and Z. Or this is going to help me build my business. This is going to help me. When your why is strong, that need and that want becomes joined together, but then also now you have up the ante of making that a priority. And when you prioritize, those goals get done. It's like you set your to-do list and you're like, okay, I have this meeting today. I need this paperwork completed for this meeting. You get that paperwork done. You have your strong why, you need it for that meeting. It's important. So yes, that strong why is definitely the pushing for your needs and getting your wants done.
And one thing that comes out loud and clear when I'm talking to you, and a point that's very important to you specifically, is being authentically you.
Mm-hmm.
You jumped on here on the pre-call and you're like, I'm ready for a nap. and like, part of me just appreciated the honesty, like, hey, this is who I am. My
Mm-hmm.
rest is important to me. And so that really comes through. And so can you talk to us about why are people not authentically themselves? Let's
Mm-hmm.
start there. And then what are some steps that we can take to turn that around and really embrace our personality and our identity and who we actually are?
So a lot of times people are not who they are because they put up a facade of what they think they should be or how others want them to be. They are probably trying to present a mask to what they think is acceptable. So they're putting themselves in this box. And ideally, you have to strip that. A lot of people can see straight through the mask. A lot of people can definitely see when you're not being your authentic self or showing up authentically you. And in order to do that, you have to embrace yourself. And that's all parts of it, good, bad, ugly, and different. And it's not easy. It is definitely not easy. But once you do, you will realize that a lot of the time when you put on those masks, there's a lot of unhappiness behind that too. Now you are creating a persona that you have to keep up with. And it's hard to keep up with those personas. Like, you know how they say it takes more to lie, because then now you have to keep up with that lie, and that lie has to continue, and then it becomes a web of lies. And you can forget along the way what you had said, right? It's the same concept. But when you are able to be authentically you and you're showing up, no matter how you are presenting it, it is easier to be received, because now it's like, hey, they were being genuine about this. And maybe I may not like it, but someone else is going to appreciate it. And we're not here to be liked by everybody, but we have to like ourselves. So that is the main thing. To change that, I would think the first part of really changing, of being authentically yourself, is showing up for you. Being able to sit down with yourself and ask, what is it that I want? What is it that I need? What is it that I like? And what is it that I don't like? And understand those are the things that are going to make you you. And no one can give you those answers to those questions. Those are only for you to figure out.
There was a moment in my life, and by moment I mean several years,
Mm-hmm.
that I really could not stand to be by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that led to a lot of really bad decisions with relationships. And one of the things that took me decades to figure out was, why did I not like being alone? Now, I, at the time, attributed it to, well, I spent a lot of time alone as a kid. My mom worked a lot. I would, go home after school and be by myself. I was just attributed to that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I realized, after really paying attention to my behavior and going to therapy, was that I just didn't like who I was. And the best way, when you don't like somebody, you kind of tend to avoid spending too much time around them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you don't like yourself, how do you avoid spending time with yourself? you surround yourself with other people, whether they're
Mhm.
good for you or not.
Mhm.
And it wasn't until I've just burned through all of these years in relationships that I realized, oh, I just don't like me. And I had to, I hate, yeah, I just did not like who I was. And that's why I was ignoring and avoiding it. And
Mhm.
it was Tori, it was just this painful period where I had to just sit with myself
Mhm.
and own the fact that I'm like, I don't like you, man.
Yeah.
We got to figure that out.
Yeah.
And it hurts. And do you think that's why maybe a lot of people just hide and pretend and put on a
Mhm.
facade? Because that process of now I like myself and I'm okay being alone, but that process of getting through there was hard and it
Mhm.
sucked.
Mhm. It definitely contributes to that. That's just like, you've seen people who always like to help people, right? And I know I used to love, like, I always wanted to help people. My mom and my parents would be like, you always have a lot of projects. You always have a lot of little projects. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? You always like to help people. And it's a great quality that you want to be able to be present for other people. But a lot of the times it's because you are definitely consuming your time with not being present for yourself and not helping yourself. And I had to sit with that too. And that time period, like you said, is definitely it's dark sometimes. Like sometimes it's like why am I doing this? Like, ugh, I don't know why I did it. Or, just realizing there's certain parts that you want to fix or certain parts that you don't like, and taking that too in that breath. It's like, maybe you don't like it because you've seen it in, a family trait, and you never wanted to have that same trait, but then somehow you picked it up. So it definitely is an uncomfortable space to be in, and it does contribute to people like being in relationships or being in friendships or situations where they are avoiding just sitting with themselves for sure. So sometimes you just gotta, and the most authentic part is being able to be like, yeah, I don't like you right now. Like, and you're talking to yourself, I don't like me. Like that was so real. When you said that, I felt that too. Like, man, I remember having that same conversation with myself. Like, yeah, I don't like you right now. Like, you are not cool. Like, you are not it. So I
Yeah,
get it.
sorry, one of us is gonna have to go.
We got to get it together, like instantly. So yeah.
So Tori, tell me about the sound of business,
Mhm.
entrepreneurship through hip hop. I gotta find out what that means.
Okay, so I had written a book for my master's capstone class, and pretty much our professor told us to create a book based off of all of the knowledge that we have learned and we have pretty much put into real life situations in business. And with that, you have to make it authentic to you. But during that time, as well as me being in school, hip hop and music is a part of me. And that helped me get through those dark spots, or even those spots where I was just like really unsure. So to make this more interesting and more fun, I put my spin on it and showed how the hip hop culture and the business of hip hop, all of the people that are involved in it, whether it is brands, whether it's music, whether it is, clothing or sneakers or technology, how all of that is different parts of business, and just broke it down. So now you're able to see the culture of hip hop and how it has evolved over these years, but also see it how business is the same way. It evolves, it grows, and it expands in different avenues. So that's the sound of business, seeing entrepreneurship through hip hop. And that book was pretty much the baby that started the company, The Sound of Business.
Can you give me just one snippet or an example of the evolution of entrepreneurship through hip hop? Like maybe just like a little piece.
Which part, the hip hop part or the business part? Which one you want?
I don't even know what question to ask, but so what I understand is
Mhm.
you're kind of explaining the evolution of entrepreneurship and business through the lens of the evolution of hip hop. Does that sound about right?
It's one and the same. So hip hop
Okay.
in itself is a business too, right?
Okay.
You have your artists who can be independent or have a label. You have brands that they are either they have signed to. So you have like Puma or Nike, Jordan. You have the technology that they may now use for streaming, Tidal, Spotify, Apple. These are different things that those particular artists now have used as vehicles to push their brand and push their business. But at the same time, too, those are different streams of income.
Yes.
So if they started off with just them being an artist and them having a song or them having a CD, and then realizing that if you are an independent artist, you are marketing yourself. You're an entrepreneur. So
That's
you
right.
are putting out your everything. I used to walk around with that book, like my mixtape, because that was me marketing myself. That was me showing, my artistry. It was in writing, but it was showing the business part of it. And when you are marketing yourself, it comes in different forms. Some people are doing it by handing out a mixtape. Some people are doing it on the internet. Some people have ads that are going, all different forms, but it evolved. Technology has evolved, which means the reach has gotten so much bigger. So with that, you're able to see the business grow, just like how you've seen hip hop grow. So hip hop now infuses all types of music, all types of genres, and it doesn't just reach one culture. It touches a ton of cultures. And it just matters just how you look at it. So now you have hip hop infused in brands of clothing. Sean John, Puma, you have Nike. They use their artists to promote those brands, or their artists do crossover collaborations. But then now you do see liquor brands too. Ciroc, Duce, hip hop artists promoting those brands. It's a spirit brand that's now getting out there. And because they have these names attached to it, so many people want to drink it. They put it in the music. You hear the song and the music, you want to buy the bottle. Marketing.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it happens, but definitely you can see the evolution of it over time. So business and hip hop.
Awesome.
How I did it.
I
Yeah.
love that. And Tori, where can we go to learn more about what it is that you do?
Well, you can go to my website, thesoundofbusiness.org. I'm on LinkedIn, of course, Tori Ellis, comma, Side. So P as in Paul, SY, period D. And you can look me up on Instagram as well. Always underscore Dr. Dr. Tori, Torii on Instagram. And I'm available.
Awesome. There's not one I in Tori, there's two.
On Instagram. It's two
On
I.
Instagram.
But every
Two
time
eyes in
else,
Tori.
it's only one.
There's no I in team, but there's two eyes in Tori on Instagram.
Yes, it is.
Excellent. So, well, hey, we're going to wrap up from here. Thanks so much to Dr. Tori Ellis for coming on and sharing her wisdom for how you get things done and the sound of business told through the lens of hip hop. For those of you who want to learn more and connect with her, you can go to her website, which is thesoundofbusiness.org. Whether you're on your morning commute, in the gym, or somewhere out in the field, snap a selfie, tag me at JT Literally. Show me what you do while you're in the do zone. And one more time, if you're looking for a little bit of help getting your goals set and staying on task and somebody holding you accountable and supporting you, we have a new project called Focus Elf. You can learn more by visiting gofocuself.com. Thanks so much for visiting the Do Zone and listening here.